17. This is the first day of summer and the longest day of the year in the Northern Hemisphere. If you want to follow us on Twitter, please go to CATEX TV. There's a alert out for the Gulf Coast of the United States, from the Florida Panhandle all the way to eastern Texas. Residents and officials along the Gulf Coast are keeping an eye on slow-moving tropical storm Cindy, which the National Weather Service poses a threat of life-threatening flash flooding. The storm is stationary right now, but it's on a track that's going to take its center towards southwestern Louisiana and eastern Texas by later this morning. It's expected that possibly a foot or more of rain will be inundating the area by Thursday, and weather officials and government officials are saying we could see this thing parked on the over the Gulf Coast and dump rain until Saturday. This will be the third tropical storm of 2017. Officials in Louisiana and Mississippi are mulling the possibility of emergency declarations. Shrimp boats and other fishing vessels have been recalled before floodgates are closed. Shares in the Australian insurance giant QBE plunged over 10% today on the Sydney stock market after QBE said that high claims activity in its emerging markets business is going to inflate its combined underwriting ratios. In a stock exchange announcement, QBE attributed the claims tally to, quote, a combination of increased frequency of medium-sized claims in Asia, weather-related claims in Latin America, and adverse experience in legacy portfolios in Latin America. The company said it expects first-half insurance profit margins to be between 8.5% and 9.5%, which is still pretty good. There was a man shot dead at the Brussels Central train station yesterday afternoon, actually early evening Brussels time, after an abortive detonation of a nail bomb. He was a 36-year-old resident of Brussels. He had not previously been considered a terrorist by the Belgian police. He was apparently shot dead by a routine military patrol active in Brussels since the terror attacks a year ago. The explosion that did occur was apparently the explosion of a detonator, which, according to initial reports, was going to detonate a larger cache of explosives nearby. They were not found on his body. The co-founder and chief executive of the ride-sharing company Uber, Travis Kalanick, stepped down last night as chief executive officer of the company. A shareholder revolt had made it untenable for him to stay on. He exited after pressure from Uber's investors. Earlier yesterday, 5 of Uber's major investors demanded that Kalanick resign immediately. The investors included one of Uber's biggest shareholders, the venture capital firm Benchmark. The move caps months of questions over the leadership of Uber, which has become a prime example of a Silicon Valley startup culture gone awry. The company has been exposed this year as having a workplace culture that included sexual harassment and discrimination, and has pushed the envelope in dealing with law enforcement and even partners. Kalanick will remain as a member of the Uber board. The peach crop in Georgia is suffering much worse than expected after an overly warm winter and a hard freeze in early spring. The state's agriculture commissioner said that about 80% of the state's peach crop has been wiped out because of the weather. The newspaper, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, reports that the loss of the peach crop, combined with a blow to this year's blueberry crop, could mean a $300 million hit to farmers. The peach crop has been worse in neighboring South Carolina, where the Georgia commissioner said he's been told that 85% of the peach crop there has been lost. If you watch House of Cards, you know that Kevin Spacey's character, Francis Underwood, was from the peach-growing town of Gaffney, South Carolina. There was a magnitude 5.0 earthquake that struck Taiwan at 3:25 p.m. local time yesterday. Actually, earlier today, no reports of any damage or injuries. And there's yet another example of people not wearing seatbelts on commercial planes. At least 10 people were injured aboard a United Airlines 737 flying from Panama to Houston when the plane hit turbulence. The plane was landed safely at George Bush Intercontinental Airport, and injuries were sustained. People were taken off the plane to hospitals for treatment. This is the second or third such incident of a turbulent related injury situation in the past several weeks. And from any pilot, commercial airline pilot you talk to, the reason is always the same. They're not wearing their seatbelts. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.